What's up, everyone? Hey guys! This video is a part of a 10-day challenge series where we cover everything that you need to know to boost your sales in a short amount of time, no matter how long you've been in business. So through these videos, through daily emails, and an exclusive Facebook group to support you during the challenge. If you haven't already joined, the link's in the description.
Sign in! Alright, so guys, this is video number 2, so we're gonna talk about the step number 3 of our 5-step to a conversation. And if you stumble across the video, go watch the first one.
Yep.
So here we're going to talk about the presentation. So the presentation is what we offer and how much it costs. We are just going to break it up into 2 parts to make it a tiny bit easier for you to digest. So in part number 1, we're going to start with the product in hand. So what it means is that you want to put your product in people's hand. Obviously, if you're doing face-to-face, if you're doing cold calling, or you're doing social media type of sales, it's going to be hard to do, right? But you can always offer them something so they have a part of your product, something tangible. So I'll show you how to do it. Hey, super quick here, check this out. See, easy, my product, she took it, and she took it without thinking because I had a straight arm too, right? If I offer her a drink, I'm like, hey, here, do you want my drink? She's probably gonna wonder what's in it, and she's never gonna drink it, right?
I don't know whether to take it or not.
So that's just what it is. Remember, weight equal value as well. Tangible is gonna create that ownership, so once they have it in their hand, it'd be really hard for them to let it go. So that's gonna build your chances of getting a yes to a sell.
The next part of your presentation, we call it the lipstick to pig. So these are your 3 most impulsive key facts about your product. This is what's going to build the most excitement towards that product. So your first should be the least impulsive, the last one should be your most impulsive. And during these 3 key facts, you're looking for very specific reactions.
Absolutely.
So in that first key fact, you're looking for them to nod along, like they agree that what you have has value. The second, they generally are going to be nodding. You want to look for them to nod, and some kind of verbal. So like, yeah, that's cool, some kind of verbal confirmation, agreeing with what you're saying. The third one, and this is very important, the third one is the most impulsive, and this is where you should be looking for them to ask you the price.
How much does it cost?
Exactly. So if you've built impulse correctly through these key facts, they're super excited about your product and they want to know exactly how much it costs.
Just think about it this way, guys. The mentality of the presentation is that when you go buy something, when you go shopping, you see something that you like and you want, you know it fits you, you know it has the characteristic that you need, you want to know the price. Right?
Yep.
So in this presentation, we're going to give them everything they need to get to that impulse where they ask for the price.
Yep.
So build impulse by the least to the most impulsive key fact to get that specific how much does it cost at the end of your presentation. Okay? So find the need and build a relationship throughout the presentation as well. This is your opportunity to ask questions so you know what they are looking for.
Yes.
Think about it this way. If you go buy a pillow, your need, my need, Kira's need are going to be very different. I might be looking for something hard, she might be looking for something squishy, you might be looking for something cold. Don't know, right? But you got to find that need by asking questions and building that relationship, okay? And the last thing about the mentality of the presentation is that it is a structured conversation, okay? But it is a conversation. So it's a 2-way street. Ask those questions, use the structure, and that's how you gotta build the impulse.
Yep. The mistakes that we see people make in their presentation is, the first is that they're over talking. So not using 3 key facts, using 10 or 12, just word vomiting all of their knowledge about the product. Because of course you're an expert in your product. You know way more than the consumer, than your customer honestly needs to know. So you want to pick just those 3 key things that are going to get them the most excited. Otherwise, by telling them too much, you're actually killing their impulse. The next mistake that we see is that people are scripted. So it's not a genuine conversation, they're not connecting, it's not building a relationship, it's just rehearsing a pitch to somebody. And that's not very impulsive, and it doesn't build the connection, the trust, the like, the know factors, and it doesn't find how your product fits into this person's life. So it's very important that you're having a conversation and not just reciting something to someone.
Absolutely.
Another mistake is that somebody isn't using the right key facts. So maybe they have 3 key facts, but it's not the most impulsive, it's not ordered correctly, so maybe they're giving the most impulsive key fact first and the least impulsive fact last, or they're just not using the most impulsive facts about their products in general. And the final mistake is that it's not done in the right pace. So of course we've all had a lecture with a professor or a teacher in some sort that talks like this, and they talk really slow, and you just fall asleep. Like you're not engaged anymore, right? Where on the other hand, if you talk like a million miles an hour, then they can't hear anything that you're saying. So there's no way you're building impulse because they're just trying to catch up. So finding the right pace, finding the right key facts, that's very important to your presentation.
Absolutely, guys. So for this part of the presentation, really just do your research on the key facts that you want to use.
Absolutely.
And keep in mind that what may be really impulsive to you maybe isn't to someone else,
yes.
Right? So do your research and see what your target is actually going to be impulse by.
Yep.
And let's move on to part 2. Okay, so let's talk now about the part 2. So we covered what we offer. Now we are going to cover the how much it costs. The stress the deal is the most important part of your 5-step to a conversation. If your stress the deal is not built properly, if you don't talk about the pricing the right way, you lose everybody right there. Everybody will tell you, oh, I don't have money, it's too expensive, I don't know, let me think about it, right? Because the price is decisive. Okay, so we are gonna give you a structure of your stress the deal so you can talk about the pricing the right way. So there's 3 things in your stress the deal that you have absolutely to cover. First thing is your high versus low. The second thing is the competitors versus yourself. And the last thing is how much they spend versus how much they're saving. When you talk about spending, you have to talk about bucks. When you talk about saving, you want to talk about dollars. The reason why is because it's just psychological, right? Bucks sounds cheaper. So every time they spend money, you want them to think cheap. You don't want them to think expensive. However, every time they save money, you want them to think, ooh, they're saving a lot, so you want absolutely to talk about dollars. Okay, so here we wrote down with Kira the structure that we use for every single product, service, or offer that we have. So it's right there for you. The only thing you have to do is to input your information in it, and then you use it over and over and over. So we're gonna dive into it. Honestly, sit down, take some notes, and just listen because it's a bit overwhelming. But once you get the concept of it, it's really easy to use. There's just a lot of things going into this simple structure. So the example is, so on X store website, you'll find X product for X amount of dollars, which makes sense for X key facts, right? What we're doing right now, we drop the price down to X bucks. And that's why, and then this will be the next video. So we won't even go into it. So to dissect this structure, I'll use an example for you. I'll use the iPhone because everybody knows what an iPhone is. Okay. So on the Apple website, you'll find the iPhone 12 for $1,500. Okay. Which makes sense for a phone that's honestly smarter than all of us, right? Now what we're doing right now, we drop the price down to just $1,200. And that's why we'll stop right here, okay? So in this structure, there's a lot going on again, so we're gonna dissect it step by step. So the high versus low is the price of the competitors or the price of what your product is normally at versus the price that you are selling it at right now. So it's gonna be right here. Dollars right here versus your bucks right there. Okay? So you are creating that drop verbally. Now the competition versus yourself is what they'll find normally everywhere else versus what they'll find with you right now, right here. So what you're doing right now. Okay? And now the spend versus the save is that, well, if they were to go on the Apple website again, they are gonna spend $1,500, right? But now if they buy it with you right now, they are gonna save $300 because your price is only $1,200. Makes sense, right? Now in this structure, there's one more thing that we haven't talked about yet, is that which makes sense for X key fact right. So this is what we call a qualifying question. So in your stress the deal, you want to qualify customers on the high price. The reason why is because if they agree on the high price, well, they agree on the low price, on the lower price, okay? On the less expensive price. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to throw a key fact out there. It can be your most impulsive key fact, or it can be a back pocket key fact, which means something you haven't talked about yet, that is going to build even more value to your product. So which makes sense for a phone that is smarter than all of us, right? Or for a phone that is going to do whatever you want it to say, whatever you want to say here, right? And then when I say right, I nod, I look at them, and I wait for them to agree. So pause right there. Okay, so let's do it one more time. So if you were to go on the Apple website, you'll find the iPhone for $1,500, which makes sense for a phone that is smarter than all of us, right? Now what we're doing right now, we drop the price down to just $1,200. Here is your stress the deal. Okay, so stress the deal, overwhelming but easy once you understand the concept and you just follow this structure. Now, the problem with stress the deal, there's like two common mistakes that people make. Well, the first one, they just don't stress the deal at all. They don't want to talk about the price, they're just freaking out about telling someone the price of their product because they think it's too expensive, they don't see the value in it, they don't like the product, or they just like straight up don't like talking about money. So if you don't do it, guys, there is no way someone is gonna buy your product. Think about it this way. When you go shopping, what is the first thing you want to know once you know you want something? It's the price. So just give them the damn price. It's just business, it's nothing personal. Give them the price, okay? And now the second mistake is that they don't follow a structure, so they're just gonna set a price without using this as an opportunity to build value. Or they're gonna be stressing out, so they're gonna lack confidence, or on the other hand, they are gonna be in people's face. So if you go on the Apple website, you'll find this product for $1,500. We drop it down to $1,300 here, right? Whoa, take a breather, take a step back, give people space so they can think about it, right? So that's all it is. Follow that structure, practice it so you can be confident at it and it can become second nature and you're not freaking out about it. And just remove this stigma that people don't want to talk about the price. People want to know how much it costs when they buy something. So just go for it, guys. So we have 3 homework for you at that point. Number 1, research the competition so you know what's out there. Second of all, find your 3 most impulsive key facts for your audience. And last thing, input your information into that stress the deal and practice it so you can build massive impulse through it and people can be just mind-blowing when you talk about the price. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.